Hey YouTube, it's me, Crow from Ghostly Snails, and I am going to show you my zombie deck for... I play in the tournaments, I usually top. I only hard lose unless I brick. Yet again, this is just a deck that I play because I just personally like it. And I added a little extra hot spice to it to make it a little bit cooler.
That's what we're calling now, hot spice?
Hot spice, dude, the side deck is so weird. But then again, like, the matchups, at least for the recent locals that I've been attending, I've been playing a lot of Solomon Great recently. I've also been playing a lot of Cyber Dragons. Weirdly enough, Cyber Dragons. And I've also been playing against... I have not seen a Thunder Dragon deck yet, so this has not been able to... My theories on this deck have not been able to come to fruition. And also, Sky Strikers hard lose to this deck sometimes. Like,
Yay.
if you play the right hand, they hard lose. But let's get right into it. Alright, so we're going to start off the deck profile. 2 Necroworld Banshees. She is the epitome of your field spell. She makes it so when you summon her, she protects your field spell, you banish her from grave, she brings it out straight from deck. You always end up making her your searcher. So you always either search for her or you always make it a foolish if you and she always makes it so I unbrick my hands. She's very good. Second card we're gonna play is 2 Glow Up Bloom. I don't play 3 because I'm not that dumb. You brick into this so much if you play 3. But he basically is a Foolish Burial target, and he constantly brings out Beldrock and makes your boards way better than needed to be. And he's also good because he's a tuner, so if you already have like a Necro Dragon on, summon him, synchro both. He brings out Beldrock, and then you can bring out basically any level 8 synchro monster without a problem. So he makes a lot of good plays. 2 Doomkeen Beldrock. Beldrock is your boss monster. You want to see him almost every game, and you want to special summon him almost every game. Like sometimes, very rarely, I'll ever see myself summoning him I'll see a game without summoning him, because he always comes up because of his recursion ability, making Sucker way more viable on every fucking turn and making it way better. The bread and butter of the deck is 3 Uni-Zombie, because he is your Foolish, he is your free discard, he's your free unbrick, and your synchro. He basically plays your whole deck. He is your combo piece that you have to see every game, no matter what. So I don't even need to explain him because he's just that good.
Unless you're not a zombie lover.
2 Shiranui Solitaire. You should run 3. I do not recommend this portion, but when you open hand him, it is godly. I don't play 3 because I bricked into him. Not bricked, but I drew him whenever I did need him, so I just think 2 is the kind of best way to go about it. So with 2, it just makes at least for me, a lot of hands easier and not breaking. For the last Shiranui Solitaire Spirit Master, mainly because you will summon him, you bring out a Shiranui from grave if you need it, link these 2 off, banish him whenever he needs to. And then he can also he pops, so he's an extra destructive ability. We play 3 of Mizuki. Obvious recursion. 1 Gozuki, free Foolish, and his second ability plays this deck so much better. 2 Frolin. You don't play 1 because if you play
You never play 1. You gotta play at least 2 or 3.
You never want to play 1 because you always want to see it in case of the
Well, it's
early...
kind of simple just to play 1.
Well, my theory is if you play 1, that means you have to have confidence in the monsters coming out constantly. So
okay, that's true.
If you end up first turn drawing one of these, it's a free defense.
True.
I always find myself blowing 1 up, bringing out the other one for destruction. So you never really don't want I mean, it's up to you. For the hand traps, we have 2 Ash, 2 Effect Veiler, 1 DD Crow, and 1 Skullmeister. I never have games where I don't use them. except one game, where literally we both ended up breaking so hard that we could not activate even our hand traps. So, but this is the more important one, because when you activate her, she triggers Beldrock, because she is a zombie. So you just activate her, negate something, banish something, or banish something. So it's like a free, it's a free trigger effect. Effect Veiler, because everyone's playing Monster Effect decks. So DD Crows, because I'm tired of certain decks going off because they recur too. So it's like, I'm not letting you get your combo pieces. And Skullmeister is basically like another way of me saying I'm not letting you activate effects. It's very simple, very straightforward. And then for the last monster, we play one Spectre Border. This has almost won me. This has won me almost every single game when he's open-handed. He shuts down the mirror match. He shuts down Solomon Greats. He shuts down Cyber Dragons to a certain degree. He does so much. Like, he makes the deck way better for me. For the spells, we run 3 Zombie World, because everything's a zombie in deck and grave. Not deck and grave, I mean
Hand and grave.
Field,
Field
and
and grave. There
Field
we go.
And grave. If anyone has any more of these they're willing to get rid of, so I can have ultras,
Please let us know.
Please let us know.
In descriptions.
I want to play 3, but 2 is good enough
2
for
is
me.
alright.
I just never see a point in this. I want to add an extra one and see how I go from there. But 2 Called by the Grave helps me a lot. It goes a long way. 2 Instant Fusion, because I always want to see it to disrupt certain boards. I might take 1 out for Undercalled. For the 1-ofs of my spells, you play Super Poly, Burial from a Different Dimension, Foolish Burial, Book of Life, Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn and Book of Life is basically Book of Life's your second Monster Reborn, but you never want to see it. Unless you never want to open hand this. This is why it's at 1, because you only want to shoot their key pieces. So, and my whole theory is that if you play this against certain decks, if you play against Thunder Dragons with this, you are screwed.
Right.
But my thing is, if you're playing against Sky Strikers, you just banish their array constantly. So you use that and then trigger off, and then you Beldrock the other 2, because that shuts down most of their deck. And Monster Reborn just extends plays. Super Poly, be careful when you use this, and we all know why I use it. This is broken with Bloom if you end up wasting them and people negate them. So when Bloom's in Banish and you have already negated, you have both Beldrock in deck, hit this, send 2 Mizukis and a Bloom. Bloom effect activates when it gets sent to the grave. It goes back Banish, and then you bring out a free Beldrock, and then you get 2 free Mizuki revives, so for worst case. Foolish Burial, because Foolish Burial. For the traps, we play 3 Swallow Sword and 3 Rivalry of the Warlord. Swallow Sword is basically your only destruction in deck, and if you draw this to disturb plays, you lost basically your tool, because this makes everything amazing. It's your disruption, it is your free space maker, it makes everything better. And also with this, if you blow up 2, send the Spirit Master effect, it chains off, you blow up a 3rd card. That's pretty much that. It's pretty simple. The 3 Rivalry, because I hate main decks going...
Why don't you explain to what happened the last week when you dueled me with the Rivalry of Warlords?
Rivalry of Warlords, I played it, he was playing Monarchs and I was playing the zombie deck. He activated, I forgot what it was called, he activated something.
I activated a Monster Effect.
You activated something.
I tribute something that you play. Somehow he got all 3 of these out on the field.
I pulled all 3 out and then he couldn't destroy enough to basically win.
He basically cockblocked my hand.
To be honest, it was a brute. So.
It was a cockblock for the hand. It was like, why? Why, my boy? Please.
Now let's get onto the extra deck, though.
But look at that
that's
box.
where a lot of this hot tech...
The hot tech? What's who calling it now?
The hot tech. For the simple stuff, 1 Sucker, because Sucker always gives you draw power. I would run 2, but it just doesn't go down like that. 1 Sorceress for combo extending. Hot tech card. this saves your Synchros monsters' asses. And he's also, and I thought it was trash for the longest until I actually read into her. You basically get, if your opponent banishes any of your zombie Synchros, she just brings them back and tells your opponent to fuck himself.
Oh god.
And she saves them from destruction. One Borla, because we all know why. Need to get rid of him for Boral Sword, so don't
Double
care
logic,
about it.
Mama.
He's only there for board wipes. And you don't care because you recur. Underclock Taker for extra
Obvious.
links. Link Karibo because Link Karibo combos.
Protection. Career with always the best. Every duel's best friend.
For Synchros, Necro Zombie, Beals, Shonen Saga, these guys come up a lot. These two, he is basically, if I want to keep the game going, he is my finisher. He OTK'd for 75 last game.
You are
Because
lying. Are you serious?
Our game went so long, I ended up constantly foolish buriling everything. I Mizuki'd my deck. I Mizuki'd out of my graveyard, brought him this card out. Some normal summoned the Gozuki, drop one, so I did Dylan's one. He ended up milling most of his deck when Zombie World was out, so he came up to 75. And I swung because most of his deck was monsters, and I was like, "Why are you running 60 card monsters?" He was like, "I don't know." He basically told me, "I don't know," and I said, "Well, your fault." Instant fusion targets, super poly. Instant fusion target, super poly targets. This in case you hit the Zombie World. This in case you can't, and they play Dark Monsters, which they most likely will. This helped me against Invokes, and he helps against Thunder Dragons a lot. He's your best instant fusion target. You just steal something and tell them to go fuck themselves because you play him, grab whatever monster they have, suplex him off the game because you're going for Link Karibo, and then stick your middle finger up at him at the point. For this side deck, we play tokens. Tokens are always good to have. I recommend good gameplay. You always want to, help your fellow card players out because they need to start having tokens on them.
They really should.
I'm tired of people literally asking me for tokens. Some dude activated Scapegoat. I need to give him my token.
Oh yeah, Mike.
Yeah, don't say names. Side deck. To the other inspectors for the playset.
Just in case.
Skullmeister in case I'm going to take out DD Crow. 3 of this overpowered card because discard one Mizuki, negate their graveyard is
The original Call by the
ridiculously
Grave.
good. Yeah. You play 3 Eradicator Viruses because you can recur Beldruck anyway, so he's a free cost. So you basically play Eradicator for free. And just blow up. I always call spells because if they trap you, it's not that big a setback. 1 D barrier because I believe that if Thunder Dragons do come back, or if I ever play them, D barrier their fusions. I just threw my card on the off the table. We're gonna play 3 Waking the Dragons because I'm tired of destruction. Holy shit, please. Destruction. Upon my back row, you are going to regret it, sir. So, let him pop this. Free card. Free Beldrock, if anything, too. Imperial Order for Sky Striker if I ever play against them again. And Mind Drain, because they don't deserve to live if they're playing all hand. This is also good against Thunders, so get yourself some copies of these peeps. These are good.
That's an order.
But yeah, long story short, the only thing that I wish I fixed is in my spells, get rid of 1 for this because, for the last one of the call because I've been breaking that so hard. I might add the 3rd one of Solitaire just because I want more, things in my deck to activate traps, and I'm probably going to get rid of one of my Inspector borders for a 3rd Ash. That's pretty much that, and then honestly, I don't see a problem. Most of this deck has worked with me so far. I'm not the best player. I have topped a lot of my locals. I am trying to go to regional or YCS so I can test these theories out to see how well it works. But so far, if I ever do, I'll probably change up my deck a little more and let all of you have an update on this. So this is Crow from Team Ghostly Snails, and I'm signing off.